how the ear is matching to the cheek and how the ear tips is setting out from the rest of his hair. And that is exactly how you want a Westie head to look. This here is Ruben, and he is a West Highland White Terrier, and we are going to be giving him a full groom today, and we are going to be clipping him. So the first step is bathing because he is clipped, and we're also going to give you some tips and tricks along the way of how to achieve the same look that Ruben gets. We've got an exciting new gadget to show you. We have got a new bathing system, and it is the Groom X Super Bathing Pump, and we love it. So you can see in action now. In you go, in you go. So you fill up your bath, about 8 centimeters of water. You add some product, about half a pump or a pump of shampoo, and then you just turn it on, and the pump recirculates the water. You wash your dog, shampoo comes through. It's nice and quick. You save on product, water, and also if you've got like dodgy water pressure, this just keeps it once. Less manpower, more fun. There we go. Not scare them. You see all that salt? Look at that. If you've got an extra grubby dog, then you can empty the water and refill the bath again. Good boy. Isn't that nice? So now I'm going to unplug our bathtub, and then we are going to use fresh water to clean him off. So this is just our usual hose. Get that nice, get him nice and clean. And we really enjoyed this product because you're saving on time, saving on product, saving on water, and we no longer use the body puffs, so you're saving the environment as well. So after blasting, we use the stand dryer to help brush out all the knots, make sure that he's got free-flowing coat, and Rachel helped me as well. And now I'm just combing, making sure that I didn't miss any knots, and then we'll start with the clipping process. So I've got some knots out from that vital step. Yes. So I'm using my yellow comb attachment with a 30 blade underneath, and I'm going to clip his body with this. As mentioned in the start of the video, we are clipping Ruben. So it happens quite often where the dog has been neutered or more of like a pet trim, so we clip him. So we're going to start from the occiput, just behind the ears here, the back of the skull. And we're going to go to the top of the shoulder, exposing the nice muscle. Then we're gradually going to get higher and higher and higher and higher to the top of the flank here, so we are leaving the skirt. From here, instead of going down the back of the thigh, we're actually going to go to the base of the tail, but we're skimming off so that it's nicely blended. We leave the bum feathers, the curtains at the back. However, these have been clipped short, so we're just going to grow these out. He's going to get a carrot tail. I'll show you that in detail. And because we are leaving the skirt, we're also going to leave his chest hair, but we do take the throat nice and tight. Really want to make that neck pop with our Westies. Let's get started. Following the direction of his hair, so I'm going to follow the pattern straight back here, down, down and down, and I'm going to start. So he does have quite a natural look with this yellow comb attachment. It's not too short. And you can see that once I get to my shoulder, I'm going to press down and then I'm going to skim off. Getting through to this belly so that we've got a nice blended line, I'm going to flick my wrists. If you haven't seen our previous video of our schnauzer, it's the same. If you have, welcome back. I'm going to go up high into his throat here. Stopping at the breastbone. I'm going to show you his bum, and then I'm going to do the other side. I'm just going to strap him back up. So we want to grow this so it's long. So I'm going to leave this alone. There's nothing here, it's just my hand baby. But I am going to clip up to the top of this rosette. So just like at the chest, they have these little curls. So I'm going to clip this so that this hair lays nice and flat and long, and this is nice and neat. So when you come to your side, you can see that it's flat here, and then his curtains will fall so it doesn't poof out. And this is also the same for spaniels, cocker spaniels as well. Carrot tail. It's exactly like how you would draw a carrot. So tight at the tip, thicker at the base, and then tight at the top, tight at the bottom. So because you obviously don't want to go tighter than the body, I'm just going to use the same attachment at the top, at the bottom, and then I'm going to scissor the rest. Here we go. Whoop. Yep. Like that. Already you can see it's starting to shape its form. I'm going to grab my thinners Making sure that you're holding the tip of the tail. There it is. I'm going to put my thumb all the way in front of it and a bit above. And I'm going to go straight across. Then I'm going to hold the tail flat in my hand, comb it across. Again, keeping that image in my mind, fatter at the top, skinnier at the bottom. Again, holding that base of that tip of the tail so you don't actually accidentally cut it. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side, comb it all the way over. Like this, and you just kind of go over it until you've got your desired shape. A little bit more. Other breeds that have this are like the Norfolk Terriers, Norwich Terriers. They have this tail as well. I do love the parrot tail, to be honest. Alrighty, perfect. Oh, you're too excited to see Hitch. Make that look nice and neat. And there's our perfectly drawn carrot. If it was orange, you'd eat it. Right, next up is shaving the pads and tidying up around the feet and then the legs. For safety, because I am going to be concentrating on his feet and lifting up his feet, I'm going to double strap him. Usually whenever you have the belly strap on, you want to have the neck noose on because this is what's going to stop them from jumping. Because if you just have this, then they could jump and then obviously their hips are in here and then it's a whole accident. So rule of thumb, whenever you've got the belly strap on, you have the neck strap on as well. Yeah, the neck noose. I'm going to start with his back foot. So a nice comfortable height, and I bend down. Holding the pad relaxed, so I'm not squeezing the pad, and I'm gently rocking the clipper in between. Coming out a bit, oh, as I told you, you see? You would have been off. Oh, donkey kicks. Oh, all right. So, next one. You want to do as much as you possibly can. Say, baby. Ticklish. Okay, so he had a grass seed situation. Of course, they're going around. And that could possibly be why he's extra anxious about his tootsies being shaved. So I'm just going to go a little bit tighter. Again, only to the comfortable, but just a little bit tighter, a little bit more secure. Let's try it. No. Alright, so here, what would I do if I was by myself? I would attempt scissors just to see how he would react, because it could be the vibration that's tickling it and he'll be fine with scissors. But if he did the same thing with scissors, then I wouldn't do it. It's too dangerous, especially when they're kicking. You can easily snip them. But because I'm not by myself and I have Michaela here and also my team, I'm gonna get an extra pair of hands. So you're not gonna see this part, unfortunately, because Michaela's gonna help me. We received a lot of messages asking us to show how to do a wirehead Vizsla hand strip. So we will film one either on Hitch's next visit or one of our other wire Vizslas that we have. As always, the first step before starting your leg is your feet. So you want to do a nice round foot. I'm just going to hold him a little bit. Okay, I'm actually going to lift it up because he's a tap dancer. I'm going to tuck his tail away. All right, so when coming from behind here, I do want to have it a little bit long, so I'm just going to come away from the foot. And a little bit above, so he doesn't step on any hair. Alright, so tube legs on a Westie is a little bit different. They're quite natural. It's just like a light tidy up. So usually they have like the full skirt to just inches away from the floor. So we're going to keep his legs quite natural. We're going to trim his hock straight down, like that. Tucking it into his foot a little bit. And then I'm just going to fluff the hair out. It's not too far away from his body, which is good because you do want them to have bigger legs. And I'm just going to lightly thin this off so to tidy it up. I'm going to now do a line from the tuck up here to the front of the toes. Just going to give this a nice little trim. And then also, remember always your inside leg. Light trim on the inside. Coming from the tuck up, I'm just going to lightly trim the skirt. Next is the front leg, a slightly different shape but always round foot, and then it's more tubular. So usually if they're tip tappy at the front, then you can lift up the opposite leg and they tend to stay still. As you see, straight across at the front of the toes, and then coming underneath and around. You want to make sure that everything is lifted from the floor. So I use like his foot as my guide with my scissor. Fluffing the front of the leg, coming down, straight line to the front of my toes. And just a light trim because it's all meant to blend into one basically. And then again, with that angulation, slight angulation into the bottom. And I like to use my thinners on a dog that's meant to look natural. I want a natural look, you know? So I'll use my thinners instead of my straights at the sides. Just blend this way a little bit. And then the inside, holding his opposite leg away, I'm going to come in like that, and then I repeat on the back side here. Here we go. The Westie head. So he does get a breed standard head, so that is the tipping of the ears, leaving spike, and then having a nice full round head. We don't spray it up, but you can use super hold spray and as well as chalk powder for a nice show head, but obviously he's just a pet, so we are going to do some layering for you to see how I achieve a nice round lifted head on a pet without using any product. So it's just the top third of the ear that you clip, and we're using a number 10, and you do it on the outside as well, and then you just scissor it around. Going with the direction of the ear and the hair, and then I'll flip it round, make sure I've got my tip. You can use a shorter blade, I just like the 10. And then scissoring where I've clipped. Right, and then I'm going to flip the ear around because you want to follow where the hair is going. There you go. There's your ear tip. Next up, corner of the eyes. The reason why we leave spikes between the eyes is for when they are hunting and they push their face through burrows and bushes, this protects the eyes. So obviously he's not doing that. He's probably at home on a sun lounger on the sofa, but we still keep the look. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to trim off just a tip there so he can still see. Little Arlo has just arrived for a teeth clean. He's a little bit nervous, but he's been before. He calms down in a minute. Next, I'm going to do his fringe. So I'm just going to pull everything forward, and then it's just like a bridge, up and over. And you really want to make the head pop on Westies. So I'm going to push everything back, and then anything that passes the occiput, I'm going to trim straight up. Everything straight. And we're going to go from the shoulder blade, from the shoulder up, and I'm just going to take off this corner. Then I'm going to comb everything forward. Anything that passes the nose, I'm going to take off. Then I'm going to connect the two by combing down to make my semicircle. I'm going to make sure that the underneath of his chin is even. I'm going to pop his neck strap back on because I'm going to do his ears and I want him to hold his head nice and still, as much as he can. So the ears, you see how they're sticking out from the side of the circle here? See how the ear tufts are? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to hold his ear straight up, point my scissor to the ear, tip of his ear, and angle, and I'm just going to trim that off. So already we're going to get a little bit of a circle there. Can you see that for me? Then I'm going to fold his ear in half. And I want to do the same, but I'm coming from the front. So you can see that excess bit that I need to chop. Already, I've got my circle starting. So now I'm going to fluff this hair up. And this is how you would do it if you were doing a show. You would now spray and you start like popping the hair into place. But you can see how the ear is matching to the cheek and how the ear tips is setting out from the rest of his hair. And that is exactly how you want a Westie head to look. So now I'm coming from the nose and I'm just going to chop, and I'm not going into this. We want to keep this nice and full, nice and fluffy. Everything is scissored. When I do my Westie heads, everything is scissored, even on a pet. Good boy, Ruben. And now I'll do the other side. Now obviously I'm not left-handed, so everything is going to be a little bit more tricky because I have to come from behind and then from the front. Here's your real life Caesar dog. So as you can see, the ears are just popping through the rest of his head and he's got a full circle. Ruben is done, and this is our Westie pet salon trim. We hope that you have enjoyed, we hope that you've learned something. If you have any questions, please pop a comment, and we'll see you next time.